CBSE Class 7 English Chapter 6 Expert Detectives Summary and Question Answers. Expert Detectives Summary. Mysterious Mr. Nath. Nishad and his 10-year-old sister Maya has always been inquisitive about their neighbor Mr. Nath. One day, their marbles went inside his house and Nishad got a chance to catch a glimpse of Mr. Nath. To Nishad, he appeared to be a crook running away from the cops. He had a bad scar on his face and didn't have any friends. But Mr. Nath is a patient to their mother, who is a doctor by profession. Their mother has told them that he is a polite man. Nishad is also called Seven because his name meant the seventh note on the musical scale. Soft-hearted Nishad. The two children were busy discussing their mysterious neighbor. They argued about his financial health, how he manages his food, and so on. Nishad thinks that he is poor and doesn't have much money, while Maya believes that he has got a lot of it and has kept it hidden somewhere in his room. Then it was Mr. Nath's car that bothered the children. They thought that he might have got during a shootout with the police. On their mother's birthday, Nishad went along her to the clinic. He happened to see Mr. Nath there. He was worried seeing Mr. Nath's gaunt appearance. The evening, Nishad went to his place and gave a bar of chocolate to Mr. Nath. Nishad befriended Ramesh, the boy who used to bring food for Mr. Nath from a nearby restaurant. Ramesh informed him that Mr. Nath had 2 meals a day and tea in morning and evening. His meal was the same every day and always used to pay in cash and tips as well. He brings 2 lunches in Sunday and it is the same visitor he finds there. The visitor was a tall, stout and spectacled man who talks a lot while Mr. Nath is a quiet person. The children were thrilled and they were discussing the possibilities of Mr. Nath being a crook. Maya's facts. Their school opened after the summer holidays the next day, but they could not attend it because of heavy rains. Nishad was busy reading his comics when Maya informed what she had done. She had made a note of everything they knew about Mr. Nath, calling them facts and gave a number to each one of them. Nishad disagreed with Maya for calling Mr. Nath a criminal. He felt bad for him for having no friends, while Maya thought that the visitor who comes to his place on Sunday may be his partner who knows all his secrets and maybe the loot as well. Both the children had an argument and Nishad was upset with Maya for calling Mr. Nath a crook. Nishad was interested only in finding out why Mr. Nath was so thin and a loner. He wanted to be his friend and Maya's theories didn't have any impact on Seven. So first question, he must have lots of money hidden somewhere. Maybe in that trunk in his room. It's probably full of silver and gold and jewels and so multiple choice question. Maya's opinion about Mr. Nath is that he has millions of rupees. Millions of rupees are imagined to be hidden in the trunk. The author is speaking to Nishad. Almost every Sunday he carries 2 lunches to Mr. Nath's room and the same man is with him each time. He's tall, fair, stout and wears spectacles. Ramesh says his visitor talks a lot unlike Mr. Nath who hardly speaks. Who carries 2 lunches? Ramesh carries 2 lunches. Who is speaking to whom? Nishad is speaking to Maya. How can the information be useful? The information can be useful to catch the crook. Criminals can look quite ordinary. Did you see the picture of the Hyderabadi housekeeper? in the papers yesterday? He looked like any man on the street. So, multiple choice question number 1. Nishad could not believe Mr. Nath to be a crook. According to Nishad, an ordinary man cannot be a crook. Even the Hyderabadi housekeeper was an ordinary looking man. Question number 4. If you insist on calling him a criminal, I don't think I want to discuss anything with you, Maya, said Nishad angrily. He can't be such a bad man if he gives Ramesh such generous tips. Who is being called a criminal? Mr. Nath is being called a criminal. Why is Nishad angry? Nishad is angry because Maya insists that Mr. Nath is a criminal. What is Nishad's opinion about the man? Nishad thinks that Mr. Nath is a very generous man. I don't care, said Nishad stubbornly. I like him and I am going to try and to be his friend. The above statement shows 7 to be stubborn. Nishad expressed his desire to be friend with Mr. Nath. After many warnings, Nishad still thinks Mr. Nath to be good. He is therefore a silent admirer. So question number 1. What did Nishad give Mr. Nath? Why? Nishad had been very upset about the weak looks of Mr. Nath. He thought he was starving. So, taking pity on Mr. Nath, Nishad gave him a bar of chocolate. What is strange about Mr. Nath's Sunday? The strange thing about Mr. Nath's Sunday is a visitor. On every Sunday, the same visitor comes to him. He is a talkative man. He does all the talking while Mr. Nath hardly speaks. He is tall, fair, stout, and wears spectacles. Why did Nishad and Maya get a holiday? Nishad and Maya got an unexpected holiday from school. The school remained closed because of heavy rains on that day. What does Nishad find out about Mr. Nath from Ramesh? Arrange the information. What he eats. Nishad finds out from Ramesh that Mr. Nath eats 2 meals a day, morning and evening. It's always the same food. 2 chapatis, some dal and a vegetable. Okay. Mr. Nath, what he drinks? Mr. Nath drinks tea. He takes 1 cup of tea in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. How he pays? He pays cash and tips well. Why does Maya think Mr. Nath is a crook? Who does she say the Sunday visitor is? Maya thinks Mr. Nath is a crook for many reasons. Mr. Nath has many scars on his face. She thinks that he got them during a shootout or something like that. Mr. Nath has no friends except a visitor who comes on Sunday. People around him also stared at him. He does nothing but pays cash for what he eats and drinks. Maya thinks that his Sunday visitor is accomplice in crime. Question number 3. Does Nishad agree with Maya about Mr. Nath? How does he feel about him? No, Nishad does not agree with Maya about Mr. Nath. He feels that Mr. Nishad is a poor, lonely man. He wants to be his friend and help him. He also considers him generous because he tips Ramesh well. So, matches. The word tip has only 3 letters but many meaning. Match the word with its meanings below. Fingertips. Fingertips. The answer is the ends of one's finger. The tip of your nose. The pointed end of your nose. Tip the water out of the bucket. Empty bucket by tilting it. Have something on the tip of your tongue. Be about to say something. Tip the boat over. Make the boat overturn. Tip him a rupee. Give a rupee to him to thank him. The tip of the bat, the end of bat. The police were tipped off. The police were told or warned. If you take my tip, if you take this advice. The bat tipped the ball. The bat lightly touched the ball. So the words helper, companion, partner, and accomplice have very similar meanings, but each word is typically used in certain phrases. Can you fill in the blanks below with the most commonly used words? Dictionary may help you. Business partner, my companion on the journey. I am mother's little helper, a faithful companion such as a dog. The thief's accomplice. Find a good helper, tennis, golf, or bridge partner, his accomplice in his criminal activities. Now let us look at the uses of the word break. Match the word with its meaning below. Try to find at least three other ways in which they use the word. The storm broke. It began or burst into activity. Daybreak, the beginning of daylight. His voice is beginning to break, changing as he grows up. Her voice broke and she cried, Speak. Could not speak, was too sad to speak. The heat wave broke. This kind of weather ended. Broke the bad news. Gently told someone the bad news. Break a strike. Ended by making the workers submit. Break the law. Fail to obey or rule or law. Break a deadlock. End a situation in which no progress is being made. Break somebody's spirit. Destroy his confidence. Who do you think Mr. Nath is? Write a paragraph or two about him. It seems that Mr. Nath is undergoing treatment of the scars. These scars on the face were caused by burning. Perhaps he has to undergo some plastic surgery to get rid of the scars. The scars have made him appear ugly. Perhaps he look a little frightening too. So people are not attracted towards him. They do not want to be his friend. Mr. Nath understands his problem and so keeps aloof. He likes to meet only his doctor. However, he has a brother who comes to see him every Sunday. What else do you think Nishad and Maya will find out about him? How? Will they ever be friends? Think about these questions and write a paragraph or two to continue the story. Nishad and Maya are likely to find a few more ordinary facts about him. For example, they find that Mr. Nath has many books in his trunk. He might be spending most of his time in reading or doing some yogic exercises. Nishit will find that his efforts to try to be Mr. Nath's friend will not meet with much success. Maya will find that Mr. Nath is very reserved. This will only confirm her belief that he is a crook. The problem between the two children will be resolved only by their mother. One day she will tell them that Mr. Nath is mentally depressed. She'll introduce the two children to him, then, of course, they'll be friends again. So, thank you, children.